Hello, welcome to Newscentre with me, Parikshit Luthra. Indian nationals looking to travel to the US have been staring at long waiting periods for their visas. IT professionals on H-1B have not been able to return home because they're not getting appointments for visa stamping for at least 12 to 15 months. The US Embassy says they have been able to bring down wait times for Dropbox cases where interviews are not needed to 9 months. And the Embassy will be able to bring down appointment periods even further after June-July 2023. So why is the visa process so delayed? And what are the current wait times? I caught up with Don Heflin, Minister Counselor for Consular Affairs at the US Embassy, and began by asking him about what category of visas are a priority at this point.
Our priorities are student visas, both Dropbox and first-timers. H&L work visas, these are usually for IT professionals, other STEM professionals, both Dropbox and first-timers. Then the B1, B2 Dropboxes, and finally the B1, B2 first-timers.
Let me begin by talking to you about the B1, B2 category. What is the current waiting period?
Well, it's about 2 years and 7 months for people who have not had visas before. We're not very happy about that. We are working on it. It's going to take us some time to attack it, I think. It's shorter time, about 9 months now for B1, B2 Dropbox cases. People who have had B1, 2 visas before and want to go again.
Right. If we speak about the H-1B category, that is the skilled professionals in the IT sector, in the STEM sector, and also J visas for officials who are moving between companies, what is the current waiting period?
The wait time for H and L visas, the L visas are the company transferees and the H's are the tech workers usually. It's about 9-10 months now for both walk-ins and Dropbox cases. We've gotten those wait times down. Our top priorities along with students are the H&L Dropbox cases. We have a lot of sympathy for this group. These are people who have been working in the U.S. They've been trying to schedule an appointment ever since COVID ended to come home see their families. If they could just get an appointment, they could build a family vacation around it.
Right.
For a long time, they couldn't even get an appointment. Now they can. We have 128,000 people in the queue for H&L Dropbox cases. But there are available appointments. In fact, there are 26,000 available appointments, roughly 11 or 12 months from now. So we'd like to get that time shorter, and we will. You'll see that time shorten up between now and next 6 to 8 months. Because we do have a lot of sympathy for that group. They've gone through a tough time.
In terms of student visas, the last update that we received from the embassy was that they have managed to clear 82,000 student visa applications. What is the current number, and would these be primarily Dropbox cases?
No, they're mostly interview cases. If you go by the embassy, particularly during June, July, and August, you'll see quite a queue out front. We did 82,000 issuances this summer. And in fact, over the course of the year that just ended October 1st, we did about 127,000 issuances of visas. So this has been a real success story for us. Part of the reason is you can't really be in a queue when you're a student. You're not allowed to apply early, you're not allowed to apply late. So we have 3 seasons. Right now we're booking appointments for the season for people who wish to go and start studying in January. This spring we'll have a small season for people who wish to go for visits during the American school summer, June, July, August. Typically there's some short programs such as that. And then the summertime is our big time where we try to get people ready for the traditional September start date, late August, early September start date. We've built in this winter and then again next summer about a 10% growth rate compared to the previous year, which we hope is enough.
I would also like to ask you about why these long waiting periods exist right now. Of course, during the pandemic, the visa process was not taking place. The staff was also curtailed. Give a sense of some of the problems because of which we're seeing these long waiting periods right now.
And it was a worldwide problem. People tend to forget that. But if you think back to spring, summer 2020, things were bad. This country went through a pretty hard shutdown of a few months. Just like any big business, we weren't able to train people, onboard them, move them around. Unlike business, government's slower than business at hiring or rehiring people. And demand came back a lot quicker than the experts thought it would. So we're trying to play catch up now. At one time we were down to below 50% of our normal number of visa vice consuls who do the interviewing. Now we're on about 75%. And by June, July, we'll be on 100% staffing, back to our pre-COVID level. So once we have that back, it'll be very easy for us to take in and process the amount of cases that we usually do in a month, just like we did in 2018, 2019. The problem will be you don't need to do just that. You need to attack the wait times also. So that's where we're getting a lot of help from Washington. They're sending out temporary vice consuls, and they also have worked on some very innovative technology answers where we can take the Dropbox cases and send them to Washington or to another embassy somewhere, and they can process those for us, which frees us up to do more of the top priority cases. That's where you're starting to see the wait times come down, is we're getting extra help out there.
Right. I'd especially like to ask you about H-1B workers, the IT professionals. Many of them have been stuck in the United States, and these are cases where people have not been able to come back to India because they have to get their visa stamped and they've not got an appointment. How are you addressing those cases? Are there some special categories within them that you are considering for early appointments, or how would you try and process them faster?
What we're trying to do, when we dropped 100,000 appointments on the market a couple of months ago, that really helped. It really cut the wait time down in this category, and you could finally see a period out in the future where you could get an appointment.
Have they exhausted all of them?
No, we have 26,000 open right now if people want to go book them. They're 10 or 11 months from now, but they're there. So we're attacking this in two ways. The first is that we are sending cases off outside of India to be handled in the B1, B2 Dropbox category, which frees up time for us to do more of the H&L worker visa Dropboxes. And then what we eventually hope to do is to have H&L Dropbox cases also processed outside of India. And then we will be able to do more here, and then eventually turn to the H&L first-timers. Now, the customer, the applicant, will never know where their case is actually being handled. They'll go to the same place to do their application. They'll receive their passport in the post as always. It's just moving electronically. It's very innovative.
Right. So, from what we understand, in the Dropbox case for H-1B and the L category, the current wait time is around 9 months.
That's about right.
How much would this come down to in the next couple of months?
I would like between now and the end of May to get it down to at least a 4 or 5 month time. If you go back before COVID, in the summertime, we often had 4 or 5 month delays. And people were able to work around that. I think that's reasonable. I think people can start building a family vacation. Eventually, we'd like to get it down to 3 months and hold it there.
Right. If we were to ask you about your pre-COVID processing capacity, by when would you be able to reach that?
We will, particularly with the aid of people outside of India, we will hit that capacity about June or July. We'll be able to do 100,000 applications a month.
Right. And these would be across categories?
Across categories.
But primarily Dropbox, not the interview categories?
Primarily Dropbox. By about that time, we'll have made our way to the H&L first-time interviews. And also, we always do a lot of student interviews.
Right. So, can we say that the U.S. Embassy would start addressing first-time H-1B applicants and B1, B2 applicants after June or July of next year?
I think we'll start addressing first-time H&L applicants before June or July. About that time, what we'll be able to do is to stop the wait time in the B1, B2 first-time applicants from growing any further. Then we'll have to strategize with Washington how we reduce the wait time in that period, in that category.
If we were to ask you a backlog, what would be the current backlog of visas in the H-1B Dropbox category and also first-time applicants?
I only came here with the Dropbox categories. I thought you might ask me about that. There are currently 128,000 people who have confirmed appointments out into the future, and then 26,000 open slots. I believe the H&L first-time applicants is a considerably smaller group of people.
What about B1, B2?
It's quite large. It's
Okay.
several 100,000 people.
Right. Just now to sum up your final projections, how many visas do you think the U.S. Embassy would clear this year in the year 2022, and what would be your projections for next year?
I think by the time this calendar year 2022 is finished, we will have done well over 800,000 visa applications. I think in calendar year 2023, particularly if we continue to receive outside help on the Dropbox cases, will be between 1 million, 1.1 million.
All right, so that was Don Heflin, U.S. Embassy's Minister Counselor for Consular Affairs, talking about the long waiting periods and what the embassy doing to shorten them. So hopefully by June, July next year, things would be better when it comes to H-1B visa holders wanting to come back to India, and even first-time applicants of H-1B and B-1, B-2 visas. We're going to take a short break, but coming up on the other side, the Australian Parliament has approved the India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement. On the other side, we speak to Barry O'Farrell, Australian High Commissioner to India. Welcome back. You're watching Newscentre. The India-Australia FTA has been ratified by the Australian Parliament. This will really open up the way for duty-free access across sectors. We believe 6,000 sectors will benefit from this FTA. Areas such as gems and jewelry, machinery, textiles are likely to benefit from this FTA. There will also be greater mobility of Indian students and Indian IT professionals to Australia as a result of this agreement. I caught up with Barry O'Farrell, the Australian ambassador to India, about this FTA. But before that, let's get in a view from Abhimanyu Sharma. He has been tracking the India-Australia FTA. He was at Piyush Goyal's press conference a short while back. There was a high-level meeting that was addressed by the Commerce Ministry. Abhimanyu Sharma standing by. Abhimanyu, give us a sense of how the Indian side sees this, by when we will be able to operationalize this FTA.
Well, no deadline has been laid down so far as the operationalization of the FTA is concerned, but India and Australia have surely moved a step closer as far as the enactment of the same is concerned, since it has been ratified by the Australian Parliament and it has been sent to the Executive Council in Australia, which is the equivalent of their Union Cabinet. As far as the development on the Indian side is concerned, it has already been approved by the Indian Cabinet and is awaiting presidential nod. The Union Commerce Ministry has hailed the developments so far and has said that almost all sectors have welcomed the developments till now, since the FTA will allow duty-free access to various products, and it will extend to 100% of tariff lines for the first time in.
All right, we have some breaking news coming in. Reliance Industries Chairman Mukesh Ambani is addressing students of the Pandit Deen Dayal Energy University in Gandhinagar on the occasion of their 10th convocation. He's also the president of the university. Let's cut across.
Sundar Manoharji, my fellow members of the board, faculty, teachers, staff, students and parents, a very warm good evening. We are privileged to have N. Chandrasekhar, the chairperson of the Tata Group, as the chief guest for today's event. He is a true inspiration to the business community and the youth of India. Through his vision, conviction and rich hands-on experience, he has scripted Tata Group's spectacular growth in recent years. He has also led its forays into the businesses of the future. I'm particularly inspired by the gigantic steps the group has taken in the field of renewable energy under his leadership. The steps reflect his faith in the ability of new energy technologies to lead us to a better and brighter future. If India has to become a renewable energy powerhouse, it is possible through the combined will and initiatives of many leading business groups working with the ethos of a national coalition. Dear Chandrasekharji, we are truly honored that you took the time out of your very busy schedule to encourage and inspire the graduating students of this pioneering university. Dear friends, PDEU is also extremely privileged to receive the leadership and guidance of Dr. Hasmukh Adiaji. He is not only a gifted administrator, but also one of the finest financial minds India has produced. The banking and fiscal reforms he formulated as finance secretary have changed the face of our financial system. I particularly cherish my interactions with him and have benefited from his vast knowledge. Under his chairmanship, PDEU has become the first private university in Gujarat to be awarded the A++ grade by NAAC. The credit for this achievement also goes to the excellent faculty and staff of PDEU. Let us give them a big round of applause. Dear students, today is your day. The arc lights are on you, but standing in the wings are your parents and elders. It's a very special day for them too. They have waited eagerly to see you walk up to the stage and receive your graduation certificate. It has been their lifelong dream. Don't ever forget the struggles they underwent and the sacrifices they made to bring you here. Their contribution to your success is immeasurable. Let me tell you something in your own lingo, the language of the youth. Nowadays, every youngster is excited about 4G and now 5G. But there is no G in this world that is greater than Mataji and Pitaji. They were and are and will always remain your most dependable pillars of strength and support. Friends, I am extremely excited about this convocation ceremony. This batch of PDEU is graduating during a year that marks the beginning of India's Amrit Kal. In our tradition, Amrit Kal is regarded as the most auspicious time to start anything new. And each of you are starting your professional journey in this period. As the Amrit Kal unfolds, India will witness an unprecedented explosion in economic growth and opportunities. From a $3 trillion economy, India will grow to become a $40 trillion economy by 2047, ranking among the top 3 economies of the world in your working life. In other words, a bright future beckons you. Be ready to step out confidently when opportunity knocks on your door. This university has made you future ready because it researches and teaches energy with a very comprehensive perspective. 3 game-changing revolutions will govern India's growth in the decades ahead. The clean energy revolution, the bioenergy revolution, and the digital revolution. Together, they will transform lives in ways unimagined. While the clean energy revolution and the bioenergy revolution will produce energy sustainability, the digital revolution will enable us to consume energy efficiently. All 3 revolutions will together help India and the world save our beautiful planet from the climate crisis. I am confident that you, the students of PDEU, along with lakhs of other bright young minds from across the nation, will leverage these revolutions to enable India meet its energy goals. Because each one of you is bubbling with energy and enthusiasm. Each one of you is brimming with creativity and ideas. Each one of you is bristling with entrepreneurial spirit. And each one of you is equipped with the knowledge and the skill set needed to design breakthrough energy solutions for 1.4 billion Indians. You have all the necessary ingredients to be the leaders India needs. And as leaders of India's future, you should ensure our nation leads the global clean and green energy revolution. It is a goal each one of you should pursue in mission mode. Let me share with you 3 mantras that will help you achieve success in this mission. 1, think big. Be an audacious dreamer. Every great thing ever built in this world was once a dream thought to be impossible. You have to own your dream with courage, nurture it with conviction, and realize it with bold and disciplined action. It is the only way you can make the impossible possible. 2, think green. The clean energy movement is about adopting a green mindset. It is about being sensitive to Mother Nature. It is about inventing means to harvest its energy without harming it. It is about ensuring that we leave behind a better and a healthier planet for future generations. And 3, think digital. In your mission of making India a clean energy leader, digitization will play the role of a force multiplier. Technologies such as AI, robotics, and IoT are powerful enablers of change. Use them to your advantage. These 3 mantras will be your astras in your mission of making India a global clean energy leader. I am supremely confident that you will succeed in this mission. Dear young leaders, the COVID-19 period was a trial by fire for each of you, indeed for all of humanity. But remember, the finest sword is forged in raging fire. The experiences you encountered in the past couple of years are invaluable lessons no institution could have taught you. They have shaped you into better professionals. They have made you tougher from within. They have filled you with the spirit of care and empathy, and they have taught you the importance of service to humanity with honesty and integrity. With these learnings in your kitty, no mountain will be too high to climb. No river will be too wide to cross. So roll up your sleeves and move ahead. Glory awaits you. My hearty congratulations to each and every one of you. Once again to the class of 2022. Good luck and God bless.
All right, that was Chairman Reliance Industries Mukesh Ambani addressing students, saying that India will witness unprecedented explosion in economic growth and revolution in clean energy, bioenergy and the digital sector will transform lives in unimaginable ways. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Newscentre. And we believe that N. Chandrasekaran, Chairman of the Tata Group, is addressing the gathering right now in Ahmedabad. Let's go across.
Shri Mukesh Ambani, President and Chairman of PDUU, Dr. Hasmukh Adia, Vice Chairman PDUU, Professor Dr. Sundar Manoharan, Director General PDUU, esteemed members of the Board of Governing Council, deans, faculty, parents, dear students, media, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure and privilege to be with you on this wonderful and momentous occasion. Let me start by congratulating all of you who are graduating today. It's a very, very important milestone in your life. It's a celebration of your hard work and a day to cherish for the rest of your lives. Let me once again congratulate you and also congratulate all the parents and the faculty who have helped you to get this far. Given the vision of this institute, I would like to share a few perspectives on science and technology. A famous experiment by Bill Nordhaus, an eminent Nobel Prize winner, showed how much can be achieved by advancement in science and technology. Nordhaus measured the energy required to light a room. He did this experiment with age-old techniques to the modern techniques. He used an oil lamp and then later used the light bulbs as we know them today. Initially, what he found out was a day's labor could only light a room for a few hours. With the modern light bulbs, the same room could be lit with a day's labor for 10 years. So the energy productivity has been going up for a very, very long time. However, we cannot count on the continuous increasing productivity in energy. In fact, we may have already peaked. Similarly, if you look at the energy required for oil exploration, in the early 20th century, 1 barrel worth of energy used to help produce 100 barrels worth of oil out of the ground. But today, oil access is harder. We need very much more energy in offshore drilling and hydraulic fracturing. All this will have a huge impact on global growth, productivity, and transition of energy to the renewables. But at the same time, we know the transition to greener energy is irreversible. In the coming years, the pressure to accelerate the shift to green energy will only increase on businesses and nations. We will need serious advancement in the areas of more forms of renewable energy, not only those we know today, but many new other forms. Hydrogen-based technologies, electric batteries, storage systems, reuse of industrial waste, electronic waste, capturing and storage of greenhouse gases, all of this will need to be done, and it will require serious advancement in science and technology. We need very affordable solutions to meet not only what is required to be done in India, but globally. But let me assure you, all of this will happen, and all of this will happen in front of your eyes. We have already seen the power of transformation when there is an intersection of science and technology. For example, the accelerated development of COVID vaccine happened in scientific laboratories, but would not have been possible to scale up without the advancement of information technology. Similarly, scientific progress that we are able to see in mapping the human genome could not have occurred without the advancement in computing technology and, more importantly, the massive computing power. And we are going to see much more with quantum computing gaining center stage. The progress that is being made in technology is tremendous, and it is going to significantly accelerate every science-based transformation in every discipline. Let us look at what is happening in the advancement in technology. We are already seeing huge advancement of artificial intelligence, cloud and data, and all of this is racing forward. Every business will become a data business. Does not matter whether you are an industrial business or a consumer business. Everything will be based on real-time insights that you are able to harness. IoT and Industrial 4.0 will generate so much real-time data, it will revolutionize all businesses and, in fact, the society and all our lives. 5G technology will provide and serve as the backbone for transformation of many industries.